this is Nick Nilsson, Mad Scientist of Muscle, and what I've got for you today here is a very quick training tip for doing dumbbell laterals. Now this is going to help you put more focus and more tension right on those side delts and take the traps out of it. What you're going to be doing is something very simple. First, start with a lighter weight than you might normally use. You want to go very much form intensive for this one. I've got a pair of 20-pound dumbbells for this. Now the trick here is at the bottom of the exercise. What you want to do is two things. Hold the dumbbells in a little off-center grip. Now you can see I've got my pinky side right up close to the plate. What this accomplishes is, if you've ever heard the trick where you do the lateral raise up and then tilt the dumbbell forward like you're pouring water, this mimics that but without the shoulder impingement. When you pour water like that, it creates internal rotation in a very sensitive manner for the shoulders. So actually I don't recommend doing that. Holding the dumbbell at the back mimics that without the shoulder stress. So moving on to the actual trick. At the bottom, do a reverse wrist curl. It's just that simple. When you do that reverse wrist curl, it throws tension onto the outside of the arm. So rather than trying to pull up, you're actually pushing the weight up. And it's a very different feel in your shoulders, a very different feel in those lateral delts. It's basically the difference between drawing up, which is going to bring the traps into the movement a lot more, and pushing up, which actually forces the traps down and depresses the scapula. So here's what it looks like. Reverse wrist curl, and then up. If you're doing a regular lateral raise, it would look like that. You can see the shoulders come up pretty much automatically. When you do that wrist curl at the bottom, get that flexion in the wrist, and then come up, it actually forces those traps to stay down, keeps the scapula depressed. So next time you're doing lateral raises, lighten up the weight, even if you need to start with like 5 or 10-pound dumbbells, just to get that little wrist extension movement, and then start up. So imagine as you're coming up, you're pushing and scraping the outside of a bowl as you're doing it. So this is like a big mixing bowl that you're using the dumbbells to scrape frosting up and over the sides. So keep that visual in mind as you're doing this. Reverse wrist curl and go.